Hello, I'm Catherine Leo with the New York State Cornell Cooperative Extension, and this is a basic tutorial on how to navigate in Scratch. So when you open up your Scratch account and hit Create, you'll get a screen that looks similar to what you see on mine. The first thing you can do is just to close out this green tutorial box, and you'll see that you have a few things that we need to highlight. Over here, you'll see that you have a code tab, a costume tab, and a sound tab. Your code blocks are listed by color. So you have motion blocks, look blocks, sound blocks, event blocks, control blocks, sensing blocks, operators, variables, and you can create your own blocks. Down here, there's a blue box. If you click that, you'll see that you have some more options or add-ons. You can have text to speech. You can also use translate. So you can translate any of the text into different languages. By just clicking on that, that adds those blocks to your list of blocks. The other thing that you need to look at is this is where your code blocks are listed, or over here on the left. This center piece here is where you're going to drag and drop your code, which is your workspace. Where this cat is on the right-hand side is what your code will look like and how it will run. And down here is where you would upload your sprites, and you can manipulate their size and their direction and where they're located on the screen. You'll notice there's an X and Y coordinate because this is basically an X and Y grid. The first thing we're going to do is pick a backdrop, and I can demonstrate that X and Y grid by clicking this little blue circle down on the right hand side. It says choose a backdrop. You can either choose a backdrop, you can paint one, and you can have it surprise you and the program will pick one for you, or you can upload a backdrop from your computer. So we're going to choose a backdrop, and there's a number of different backdrops that you can pick from. There's fantasy, music, sports, outdoors are all listed up on the top, but I'm going to show you just what I was saying before, that this is an X and Y grid. So based on where my little character or Scratch cat is, you'll see that the X and Y locations change. We are also going to look at choosing a different sprite. So we're going to create a small little program that makes it appear that it's moving. So if you hover over your sprites, you'll see that there's different costumes and what it would look like if they move. The apple and banana don't have any different costumes, but the ballerina and Andy do. So just hovering over them, you have a bear walking and then a bear that stands up. So I'm going to just go with the ballerina for today. So we have a ballerina and a cat. I don't need the Scratch cat anymore, so I can use that little garbage can to get rid of him. Then we're going to look at our costume tab, which is up here on the left, and you can see that she has a number of different costumes. If you wanted to add or create an additional costume, you could just right-click that and duplicate it, and then manipulate this using your paint. So you could change the way she looked there. We're not going to go into that today. You also have sounds. So down here, if you click the sounds tab, you also have a little blue circle that you can choose a different sound. You can record a sound. Again, the program can pick one for you, or you can upload sounds. So for today, we're just going to choose a sound. So you have different animals, effects, loops. Loops are what you would want if you were going to play something throughout a game. And then you have sports sounds and voice sounds. So that is where you would find all of your sounds. And we can just pick one that we can add into our code and do an effect, because we're going to make her dance. That one in there as well. So we have our ballerina. I am going to change her backdrop to something that makes a little bit more sense for her to be dancing on a stage. So we'll pick the concert backdrop and we'll put her right in the center of the stage. And then we're going to drag out some code just so you can get an idea of how this works. So the first thing we're going to do is go to an event block. Events tell the program when to run, and the most basic one for Scratch is when the green flag is clicked, so that when you click this green flag up here, she'll do whatever code you've placed underneath her. And we are going to use the costumes tab to have her change costumes and give her the appearance of movement. So what we're going to need is a couple blocks from our control blocks. We're going to use a forever loop that tells the computer to do it always and forever. And we're also going to use a wait block because we're using a next costume tab, and the computer runs, the costumes will go so quickly. So I'll show you what that looks like. If we go to the looks blocks, and you can bring out a next costume tab and put that in the forever loop and then click your green flag, you'll see that she's jumping way too fast. So if we put that wait block in underneath and then click the green flag, you can see that she goes a little bit slow, and then you can play with this number to see how you like it. I usually like 0.5, and then she looks like she's dancing pretty well. Some other cool things that you can have her do with the looks, you can have her say hello. So when the green flag is clicked, she'll say hello for 2 seconds. So we'll try that out. And then she starts dancing. You have motion blocks as well. So you have glide to and go to random locations. So for this one, we'll just have her move 10 steps, and you can click on that and you can see that she moves across the screen as we click it, but we don't want to keep clicking that. So we'll use another repeat 10 steps, repeat 10 times so that she moves 10 times across the stage. And we're going to want to have her move at the same time that she's dancing. So I'm going to actually run this code side by side. When you write code, you write from top to bottom. So I'm going to use another event block and put another green flag so that when I click the green flag and you can use the stop button, you can see that she dances very, very quickly, those 10 steps across, and then continues the dance. So we might want to slow that down, and we may want her to start all the way over on the right-hand side. What you can do is go to your motion blocks, and you'll notice as I move her around, the numbers in my motion blocks move correspondingly with where her location is on the screen. So I'm going to want her to start in the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to move her where I want her on the screen, and then you can just bring out that go to block, and that automatically will put her where you've left her on the screen. The other thing that I want to do is I don't want her in this jumping position. I want her to start in her ballerina A costume tab. So under code, I'm going to go to looks again and find switch costume. And I'm going to put that underneath as well. And I'm going to have that go ballerina A so that when we start the program, she's in this location in her ballerina A costume. She's going to move 10 steps across the stage, say hello, and then forever show movement. So she moves to the center of the stage and says hello, and then she starts the dance. And we can add some text to her hello as well if you'd like to. Say hello, my name is Kat. Thank you. This is a quick overview on where you can find things in Scratch and how to write a basic program.